Well, then why didn't you say anything for decades, Davy boy? Why did you keep your mouth shut for decades and now you're acting bold and brave all of a sudden? You hypocrite, you munafiq. Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back. I'm Jake Brancatella. And today is the beginning of the series that will be forever known as the Christian apologetic meltdown. What do I mean by that? We're going to see that major Christian apologists like Sam Shamoun, David Wood, and now apostate prophet, all have been exposed. They've either exposed each other or even exposed themselves to a certain degree. Now, some people may be familiar with some of the personal details of David Wood's previous life, where he nearly killed his father by beating him over the head with a hammer, and hence why he was given the nickname David Hammertime Wood. Also, some people may know of the accusations against Sam Shamoun regarding his wife beating and the divorce files that have been displayed many times in the past. But there are several other things related to both David and Sam, and now AP, that people haven't heard before and that they were unaware of. So this series will reveal this. I'm not releasing private information that's not public. I'm not harassing. I'm merely playing the content which all of these parties involved have asked, and have no problem with the du'at actually displaying this, with Muslims displaying this. In fact, many of them have asked for it. So I don't want YouTube to flag this video or people to think I'm engaging in harassment or anything else. I'm just allowing these people to speak for themselves. I'm providing light commentary on this and calling Christians to stop supporting these sick individuals. This video is going to focus on Sam and David's accusations against him, as well as some of Sam's own admissions. Let's take a look. Assalamu alaikum everyone. If you're enjoying this video and the other content on my channel and would like to continue to do so and see my channel grow, then please consider supporting my work at the pinned links at the top of the description of this video, as well as in the comment section. Your support is much needed and appreciated. Barakallahu feek. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and reward you all.
What, Sam? Not a word came from your wife. Haven't talked to her for years, but many years ago, she was best friends with my wife and would talk through things. And my wife eventually compiled a document for Michelle's good so that she has a record of these things and kind of the order in which they happen. All right, guys, so here we're going through it. AP, did I ever want to share this?
No.
Never wanted to share this? You guys have never heard any of this from me? But now, all right. What's he doing? Threatening. I'm going to expose you. What's he doing? I'm going through emails. So who's making the rule? We're exposing all the personal details and we're exposing all the messages, and that's him, right? That's his standard. That's his standard. He laid it down. Okay, I'm holding him to that standard. He can't stand it because the rules are for everyone else, not for him. All right, guys. So here's my wife's description of them starting their relationship up to 2015. Okay, so 2007, Michelle, who was an atheist at the time, I believe, someone invited her to go to Sam's Bible studies. He actually persuades her to convert to Christianity. That's in 2007. They began dating in early 2008. So they started dating, guys. Here's the description. One day, he asked Michelle to tell him how many men she had been with. She shared her past with the thought that she was confessing to her spiritual mentor. In other words, this is the guy who led her to Christ. And so she shares her past with him. So she shared her past with the thought that she was confessing to her spiritual mentor. He was outraged at the thought that she had been with these other men and demanded she have sex with him, saying in these words, "If you don't have sex with me right now, then get out of my house." Michelle began crying on the bed and said, "I'm changed now. I don't want to have sex until I get married." Sam walked over to the bed, pulled down Michelle's pants while she was crying, and had sex with her while she was lying there passively and crying. AP, I want to know if you reacted to that the same way my wife did when she heard it. What do you call that?
Rape.
That's how my wife reacted to it. She's like, Michelle's like, yeah, I mean, she's telling her how, like, she's sharing with her how messed up things have been with Sam. And hey, he found out, I've been with other guys, and he told me, well, you have to do with me what you did with them. I said, but I'm a Christian now. I don't want to do that now. I don't want to do that to him. No, you have to.
Are you freaking serious?
Yep. This is the guy who threatens everyone to expose them. I keep all the dirt on you. It's what he just said. You just saw it. Someone needs to stand up to that. Do your worst, dude. Do your worst.
So that's quite shocking. We knew that Sam Shamoun was a scumbag, but did we know that he was a rapist? I didn't know that. This is something that David Wood's wife is claiming Sam Shamoun's ex-wife confided in her about. She told her that Scam raped his ex-wife before they were married. Now, this seems like a grooming tactic because she was an atheist, according to David Wood. She accepted Christianity from Sam Shamoun's evangelism, and then he forced her to have sex with him. He raped her. That's what David is claiming David Wood's wife was told by Sam Shamoun's ex-wife. This is shocking information. Now, I'm not saying anything about this. I'm reporting exactly what is being said here. Now, with this allegation, Sam Shamoun claims that he is going to file a lawsuit, I'm assuming both against David Wood and Apostate Prophet. So we'll see what happens about that. But David in the past has mentioned that Sam himself has said this, that he loves David's wife, and we'll see a clip of that in just a few minutes, and that she's such a great woman and all of this. So I don't think she has any reason to lie and make this up. Now, it could be the case, or someone could argue that Sam's ex-wife lied about this, but I don't know. Why would she randomly lie and say that Sam raped her before they got married? It's strange, but the story goes on. So let's listen further.
Frickin' coward. Anyway. So he demanded she have sex with him. She said no. He pulled her pants down and cried the entire time that he had sex with her. Then what happened? The next day, he insulted her, saying that she was loose and he didn't want to be with her anymore. So, guys, just follow the pattern here, because it's sort of a big picture of everything he does. Uses the Bible to get you in, and oh wow, this guy's so knowledgeable and stuff like this, and then he uses it to control and abuse you. So the next day, well,
hold on a second. So according to this account, and you said this is what his ex-wife shared with your wife, and which you kept
when they were friends. Yep.
Until this. So
yeah. So keep in mind, they were married. They were married when my wife's finding out about this. They're married, right? So it's not like
according to her account. Mm-hmm. So he was married at that point. He was married at that point to her. So she was married, and
when she's telling my wife this stuff, yes.
When she told the story, and according to her account, before they were married, Sam asked her about how many men she had been with, and then told her that she has to have sex with him too. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to.
She said no.
So he forced her and raped her. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep. And we've got more to go through. So the next day he insulted her, saying she was loose and he didn't want to be with her anymore. After he had sex with her, he didn't want to be with her anymore. Right? He said that men should be warned away from her. Said he's gonna go tell men to stay away from her because, hey, she's easy. She laid there and let me pull her pants off. He said that men should be warned away from her, and Michelle, being afraid of having her past exposed by Sam and humiliated, and of being ostracized by the Assyrian community, and believing that she had no other choice in a life partner but to be with Sam since he was the first person she had sex with since becoming a Christian, begged Sam to stay with her.
So basically, according to this account, Sam's ex-wife only married Sam and felt forced to marry him because Sam raped her, and she didn't want him to tell that to her family, friends, or the Assyrian community because they're both supposedly Assyrian, and I think from Chicago. So she felt forced to marry a man after he forced her to have sex with him.
Verbal abuse began to get worse. Sam would call Michelle whore. This is before they're married. The verbal abuse began to get worse. Sam would call Michelle whore and daughter of Satan. Does that sound like something Sam would do? Calling horrible names, horribly hurtful names. Through this, Michelle tried to leave him and break up. She eventually realized this is toxic. Maybe I shouldn't be with this guy. Through this, Michelle tried to leave him and break up. One of those times was May 25th, 2008. She had already broken it off, but he kept pestering her with phone calls. Finally, Michelle gave in because he persuaded her that God wanted them to be together. You see this? You see what he does? Michelle gave in because he persuaded her that God wanted them to be together and that Satan was speaking through her family and friends to prevent this. Her family and friends were saying, you need to get away from this guy. This guy is toxic. Get away from him. What does he do? He convinces her that Satan was speaking through her family and friends to prevent their marriage. He told her, take a step of faith, Michelle. Take a step of faith. You got to have faith in him. That in spite of everyone telling you this guy's seriously screwed up and you need to be as far away from him as possible, he convinced her you got to have faith. Got to have faith, and it's God's will for us to be together. Everyone ready? Michelle's family did not approve of the relationship, and Sam began to feed into Michelle's mind that her family were not true Christians and did not have her best interests at heart. He would belittle all of her acquaintances and tell Michelle about all their sins. They come to Sam as a spiritual mentor. Sam's the spiritual mentor. What's he doing? He's saying, you can't trust this person. This person's evil. This person, you know what this person has done.
Pause. I want to remind everybody about what Sam has said for years about your wife, David. I want to remind everybody, and lots of people might have heard this, because Sam seems to be for some reason obsessed with David's wife, whom I have met, who is a wonderful person. But Sam has repeatedly over the years said that David's wife is the best woman ever, that she's an angel, that she's a saint, that she's pure, that she's wonderful, that she's absolutely amazing, that she's the best woman one can wish for. No idea how she ended up with David. That she's so fantastic, so awesome, so beautiful, so this, so that. He couldn't stop praising your wife, David, as a saint, as a wonderful woman to trust and to rely upon. And she's delivering us this.
Yep. And so, I'm getting tons of messages like this. He's trying to take the stream down by flagging it with his cult. He's telling everyone, go flag the stream. So guys, if this stream comes down, you know what happened. He was successful in flagging it, and he's got his drones. All right, let's continue until it gets taken down, because Sam doesn't want this exposed. Guess what? Too late, dude. Too late. You started it.
I'm a new Christian. I'm in no position to make such judgment but from my observation, and God forgive me, I don't believe that this guy is a Christian. can make it work.
That's what my wife thinks. And he always, oh, she's so great. He tries to contact me through her. She don't even believe he's a Christian. She believes he's a total fake because of his behavior that she's aware of.
So both AP and David Wood's wife are takfiring Sam Shamoun, saying that he's not actually really a Christian because of all of his behavior of supposedly raping and beating his wife, ex-wife. So these are the Christian apologetic wars.
Oh, by the way, let me know if the stream cuts out or something, because sometimes apparently people don't even notice and they keep talking for an hour and stuff. He would belittle all of her acquaintances and tell Michelle about all of their sins. So Michelle felt that she couldn't trust any of those people and was very isolated. Sam convinced Michelle that they needed to get married. He said that a true Christian would get married within 6 months of the beginning of the relationship. They were married at the courthouse they got the date there. Verbal abuse continued after marriage. He called her and continues to call her slut, whore, cunt, nasty bitch, wicked bitch, filthy human being, Satan, child of Satan, daughter of Satan, demon, and many similar epithets, as well as the Assyrian language equivalents. Does that sound like Sam, guys? Does anyone believe that? No, not Sam. Sam would never say things like that about other people, right?
So whoever complained, let me say, you're a pig, you're an animal, you're a beast, you're a dirty dog, and you're good for nothing to be destroyed and sent to hell. Wallahi, Khalid Habib, my goal is to get your mother and piss on her and get the Shia to rape that whore, and then also sodomize you, you filthy dog. So what's your background, Augustine, besides your mother being a dirty whore? Shut your...
Sam doesn't use these terrible insults to keep people from messing with him, right?
Before I get your mother to mount your uncle again. Stupid little bastard. He's manifesting like his mother when the Shia mount her. Yeah, I think Redvan is confusing with his father. He used to beat the snot out of his mother after his father used to mount him.
I just played a little bit of that, guys. Why? Because my wife wrote this 10 years ago. She wrote this 10 years ago. It's exactly what we see from Sam now. So it'd be kind of weird if she's just making this up or someone's making this up when it's exactly what we always see from the guy, right? He accused her of being wicked, of being used by Satan to destroy his ministry and all his work. He's the victim. Satan is using you to destroy my ministry. He would mock her and say that no other man would ever want to be with her. Catching this? He would mock her and say that no other man would ever want to be with her, that being with her was punishment. Occasionally, he would apologize and say that he wanted to get along better, but it was back to the same abuse within days. She would ask him for spiritual guidance, and he would insult her intelligence and belittle her. He would say, okay, let me stoop down to your level and explain it to you. While pregnant with their first daughter, Michelle continued working full-time and doing all the household chores and management with no assistance from Sam. The fighting and verbal abuse continued. Their first daughter was born in 2010. Their second daughter was born in 2012. Sam was not emotionally supportive during the pregnancies, but rather more argumentative. I can verify a bunch of this. And he was not even present for the second daughter's birth. I can verify that. She actually had some problem where I think she had like kidney stone or gallstone, something like that. She was like, this was happening while she's giving birth. She's in like horrible agony and so on. And Sam was teaching her a lesson by not even being there for the daughter's birth.
You know, Sam, I may have been terrible. I may have made wrong choices. I may have gone about things in the wrong way. But I sure as hell never did such things to another person.
He was not even present for the second daughter's birth. He was in the area, just refused to come there.
So you know how Sam cries all the time on his live streams about how much he loves his daughters, but yet he didn't even come to the birth of his second daughter? It's kind of strange, very strange. We see this contradictory behavior from him. It's almost like bipolar, or I don't know. David Wood is accusing him of having borderline personality disorder. Who knows? The guy clearly has serious issues and was verbally abusing his ex-wife. That's what the story is saying. Should we be shocked by that? No, when he's constantly verbally abusing everyone who comes on his live stream, Christian, Muslim, atheist, or otherwise. It's not shocking, right?
Use Michelle in front of their children even worse than before. If any friends, here's the key, if any friends and family, again, this was written 10 years ago, before we see how Sam is right now. If any friends and family were involved, he would belittle and demonize Michelle. If these intervening pastors, friends, and counselors tried to correct Sam about his behavior and treatment of Michelle, Sam would chase them out of the house. The only people he allowed in a discussion were those who agreed with him that Michelle was unsaved and being used by Satan, and therefore to blame the one who's to blame for their arguments. Catch that? Anyone who says, Sam, you're wrong, boom, you're gone. Anyone who says, Sam, you're right, you poor guy. Yes, yes, yes. Come, let's gather around and tell my wife what an evil, terrible person she was. Now, does that sound like Sam? Like, can't handle a word of criticism and flips out? But, if you agree with him, then you're fine. Does that sound like Sam?
Stupid dumbass. Let me tell you why, David, you're a stupid, fat bastard. You're too much of a narcissistic, sociopathic scum.
He told her how he longed. Catch this, guys. He told her how he longed to find nude pictures or sex videos of her on the internet from some previous boyfriend. He told her how he longed to find nude pictures or sex videos of her on the internet so he could justify how he treated her and prove what a slut she was. He would text her constantly whenever she left.
That's really weird. He wanted to actually find nude pictures or videos of his ex-wife with other men. It's kind of bizarre. So that he could justify how he is verbally and physically abusing her. If this is true, the man is just sick beyond means. I mean, it's just crazy.
At times. She also, during a friend's visit to their home in August 2014, Michelle and her friend were out of the house, and Sam repeatedly texted and called Michelle until she blocked him from her phone. Sam sent a threatening text message about Michelle to the friend on August 28th, 2014, which said, "Tell her to drop her nasty attitude before I rearrange her nasty face." I'll quote that again. He texted to her friend because she blocked him. So he contacted through her friend. That's what he does. I can verify. "Tell her to drop her nasty attitude before I rearrange her nasty face." Clearly, this was not an empty threat, and the threats soon escalated to violence. On Thanksgiving, here's the situation. Here's the beating. On Thanksgiving, while having dinner at Michelle's mother's house. So she's at Michelle's family's house. While having dinner at Michelle's mother's house, Sam made continuous veiled insinuations about her ex-boyfriend to aggravate her by making her appear to be a slut in front of her family. Michelle's brother gave her disgusted looks throughout the meal, while Sam humiliated her. On the drive home after the dinner, she began crying and demanding to know why Sam would do this to her in front of her family. He denied doing anything wrong and began mocking her and ridiculing her as she drove the car, until she was so distressed and provoked that she reached over to give a yank at his beard but missed. He retaliated to her missed attempt at tugging his beard by grabbing a fistful of her hair, violently yanking her head back, and punching Michelle's right eye while she was driving the car and in full view of their two sobbing and screaming daughters. I have multiple pictures of the black eye. Little side note. A little after this, he started acting super nice again, and we're in love, I'm so sorry, I'm a changed man, and convinced her to delete the pictures. Yeah, as a show of trust that we love each other, you got to delete those pictures of your messed up face after I busted you in your eye. When she eventually went for the divorce, she had to actually ask my wife for pictures because she didn't have any. She had deleted everything that had any record of that happening.
I want to pause here. So first off, David has the photos. Secondly, Sam himself admitted on the record, in text, per email, and also otherwise, that this did indeed happen. That he did indeed hit and punch his then wife. Of course, he started making excuses for it. But how it happened, how he lost his cool, and she was reaching for him. as a result of which he punched her in the face. But this is the backstory of it. So don't doubt that this happened. It absolutely did happen, even according to Sam himself. He, this fat guy, beat his tiny, thin wife by punching her in the face because she wouldn't behave. That's it.
And
this guy doesn't deserve a platform. He deserves to be forgotten forever. Forever, really.
And he would say, he would have sex with her and he would say, yeah, when we have sex, I can't even feel anything because you're so loose from guys you had sex with before we got married. I can't even feel anything when we have sex because you're so loose because you had sex before we got married. He would say that. Michelle had some sort of condition where a baby, when she's pregnant, a baby would descend sooner than normal. Sam would tell her that it's because she's so loose because she had sex with other guys before him. She's so loose she can't even keep a baby inside her. The baby will fall out. It's a medical condition, right? He's saying, oh, it's because you had sex with all these guys. You can't even hold a baby in you anymore. This is how he would talk to her. You ladies who are watching, if your husband said, hey, you had sex with men before me. You're so loose whenever we have sex, I can't even feel anything. And you can't even hold a baby inside you because you're so loose because you had sex with guys before me. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not even offensive at all, 10 being like the most evil, hurtful thing he could possibly say to you as a woman, how would you rate that? How would you rate your husband saying that kind of thing to you? Would it be like the most degrading thing he could say? That would be a 10? Or would it be,
Obviously, I'm not a woman, but that sure sounds like a 10. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But the key thing besides this verbal abuse is that Sam has explicitly admitted to punching his ex-wife in the face while she was driving with 2 small children in the back seat. What kind of a psychotic maniac would punch his wife in the face, giving her a huge black eye while she's driving with 2 small children in the back seat? The guy is clearly unhinged. Now, are we surprised why we see him behave the way he does online?
Oh, David.
What?
I know you don't want to share this, but
what?
Here's Sam's live stream right now.
What's that? Oh, he shared the picture? Why is he sharing the picture, man?
I don't know. He actually shared the photo of him beating his wife.
Yeah, that's
one.
That's
to find
one
a way again. To find a way to defend it, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so ladies are responding. I asked them how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how degrading that would be for your husband to say those kinds of things with you. Let's check out some of the responses. Claire says, the comments are going by super fast. Claire says 10. Oh, do we believe? Yeah. Do we believe that Sam goes with the absolutely most despicable attacks on people that he's trying to control?
Jake, that fat cow bastard, and his cow boyfriend, Orthodox lesbian. What the fudge is going on? She are mounting your whore mother because you're a whore like your mother.
Sam wouldn't
and they fudge you and her, you filthy bastard whore. Prostitute
Sam would
that
never
you are.
do this.
Your uncle's mounting you right now, you filthy lowlife.
Sam
Stupid
talk
bastard.
like
Huh? What are you going to do now, you satanic bastard? I'm David Wood, and you got to follow my script. Yeah, you stupid bastard. No, you're a whore like your mother. You're a whore like your mother, brother. Go find who your father is because it took 20 Shia to birth you. The Bible calls out whores.
He wouldn't talk to his wife, mean.
Notice that he, in one of the clips, or a couple of those clips, was actually cursing me and my mother and all these kind of things. He's done this many times, which I've noted that my mother is actually a Catholic woman, a devout Catholic woman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide her. And this man just curses people's mothers. Oh, they're this, they're that, they're that. He's sick. He's truly sick. But something that I want to point out is that this video doesn't just make Sam look bad. David and AP think they're getting at Sam with this. First of all, both of them have known about Sam's terrible behavior of constantly verbally abusing people, cursing their mothers, and saying the most heinous things to people, including Christians, not just Muslims, not just people who are attacking him. Christians, sincere Christians who are asking sincere questions. If they just say something slightly the wrong way, or Sam interprets that way, boom, he'll just start cursing them like you've never heard before. And David and AP were aware of this. Inspiring Philosophy, Avery, all of these people, right? So why have they been publicly associating with him for all of these years? It makes them look just as bad, if not worse, than Sam himself. And when it comes to the grape incident and the wife beating incident, why did David Wood, after those incidents, choose to still publicly associate with Sam? Oh, he had this sort of mentality that he thought he was going to save Sam, this savior hero mentality. But he admits that year after year, Sam got worse and worse. There's no excuse for you, David Wood. You have to answer for this. And why is it the case that all of these major Christian apologists are coming out in these scandals, and these are some of the most supported people with money in the Christian apologetic community? What does that say about you lay Christians out there, that you're being duped by these disgusting human beings?
Divorce proceedings, but Sam convinced her that everything would be fine and they would go to counseling and things would change. He also convinced her that it was ungodly for Christians to go to court against each other and that God would punish her for divorcing him. He's still threatening her with that. There's a difference between being concerned that someone is actually following the Bible and someone who just uses the Bible as a weapon. That's what Sam does. It's a tool to draw people to him and develop his cult, and it's a weapon against everyone else. Hoping that visiting a professional counselor would change the situation, Michelle stayed with him. However, it wasn't long before Sam began mocking the injuries he had caused her, mocking her for punching her in her face. It wasn't long before Sam began mocking the injuries he had caused her. In January 2015, Sam began making taunts about future assaults, saying, "Do you want me to even out your eyes? Come here so I can even out your face. I want to hit you so bad if it weren't for the consequences."
Keep in mind, this is a man who has made a career off of criticizing Islam and Muslims for their treatment of women. But yet, he's supposedly graping and beating and verbally assaulting women, his own wife. So this shows that he's doing a lot of projecting. And David Wood and AP, we see them as well doing a lot of projecting onto Islam and Muslims when they're the ones with serious problems behind closed doors.
Recently, Sam also has been attempting to brainwash the children. He tells one that mama is evil and needs prayer. He also continuously loses patience with their youngest daughter. When he can't tolerate her strong-willed behavior, Sam curses and uses words such as motherfucker, which she now repeats after hearing it from her father so often. He continues to lie about Michelle to their friends. Last week, the baby threw the computer charger and damaged it. Last week, the baby threw the computer charger and damaged it. But Sam sent an email to friends saying that Michelle had thrown it on the floor in a fit of uncontrollable rage. Since Michelle has taken action to get a divorce, Sam has been telling Michelle that he will do everything he can to make this as nasty as possible. And here we are 10 years later, and he's still making it as nasty as possible and threatening to destroy her and telling her that God is going to destroy her.
Filth.
That's
Filth.
dude.
Absolute filth.
Not this guy.
Mother
right?
doesn't complain about bald asses rubbing her bald face, and
That's Sam. That's a guy who becomes so insanely deranged when anyone abandons him that he keeps attacking them, even if it's a person who could bring all this out at any given point. That's what Sam does. Can't stop. So, guys, anyway, Sam, you threaten everybody. You threaten me. You threaten everybody. You threaten your wife. Don't you dare cross me. Okay, I accept. If you cross me, I'll destroy you. Destroy me. I will expose you. Expose me. Go ahead. This does not end well for you, dude. Here's the thing, Sam. I mentioned earlier that if like 2015, 2017, anytime in there, if God had told me, David, in exchange for you dying right now, I will make Sam reach his full potential, I would have taken that deal. I would have given my life to get this guy to use all of his amazing abilities just to glorify God and not to just suck people into his screwed up web and then degrade them for the rest of their lives. Would have given up anything to see that happen. Now it's a little different. I'm willing to give up everything to stop you from continuing this, Sam. So that's why I just...
So David Wood is sick. I mean, he couldn't tell that there was something so seriously wrong with Sam after all those years that he should have long ago publicly disassociated from him, but chose not to continue having a both private and public relationship with this man and supporting his so-called ministry where he was verbally abusing people after he knew about the grape and the physical abuse. What does this say about David? I think it may actually say more about David than Sam himself. And he then is admitting here and saying he was willing to die for Sam Shamoun. What a terrible person Sam is. And you were willing to die for him? Says a lot about David.
Do it. Just leave your wife alone, you coward. Yes, I agree, everyone. I should have put a stop to him abusing people a long, long time ago. As I pointed out, I was mistaken in my belief. It's like everything in my life always pointed to this, that I thought I was there for a reason. I still think I was there for a reason. It's just not the reason I thought. But the reason back then that I thought the reason for me being friends with Sam was he was eventually going to get better. He would repent of all this. He would confess this stuff like I did. After all the messed up stuff I did, like confessed it, I was wrong, and I turned away from that stuff. Thought he was going to eventually do that. He could do all this. He could announce and say, "Hey guys, yeah, I was terrible. But you know, I'm changed now." I was looking forward to that. He got worse every single year, and right now he's the worst I've ever seen. Yes, Dawa guys can be blasting away at Sam over this. They can be blasting away at me for this. I accept my role in not stopping this. Again, I don't know what I'm supposed to expose. It's not my inclination to expose people. I would always try to help people and so on, help people move forward. But I should have at least stopped this abuse years ago. I did not, and I was.
So David admits that quote unquote Dawa guys like me and others can hold him accountable for this, hold both him and Sam accountable. That's what I'm doing here in this video, right? I'm just playing what they said, and I'm holding them accountable for these things. And many other people should be doing the same thing, not only Muslims, but Christians as well.
Sam is inviting us over. He wants to see us. He wants to have dinner with us. IP was like, Sam, no. So IP left, and I thought, okay, yeah. I guess I'll go meet Sam Shamoun. Now, I can't blame IP. Had I known what I know today about Sam Shamoun, I would have also said, Sam, no way. So, Sam is a horrible, disgusting, sick human being. And by the way, I also apologize for ever giving that guy any space. After David told me that he doesn't want to associate with him, for still giving him space, for still inviting him on, I apologize sincerely to everybody for ever promoting or saying something good about him, for saying, yeah, I think he's good, I think he's a good guy, for saying any of those things. I apologize for inviting him. I apologize for asking him for anything. I really sincerely apologize to everyone if I have caused anyone to listen to him. I sincerely apologize. I regret it. That's it.
This is my first time hearing any of this.
He should regret it because he was publicly supporting him. He did have him on his channel and go on Sam's channel and invite, you know. So, I mean, I don't have much sympathy for any of these guys, to be honest. They're all losers. They're all scumbags who did terrible things, are continuing to do terrible things, and yet they were all supporting each other. And the only reason they stopped supporting each other is because one attacked one, and then boom, boom, they started attacking each other. They didn't care about what they were doing to Christians and Muslims before that, right? At least not enough to publicly disassociate from them.
Apart from the hitting his wife, I only knew about that this week, and Sam was the one who admitted it on his stream. He showed an email, and then he spoke about it. I didn't know that he actually did that until this week. So, and everything else about what he did to his wife before they were married, his children, how he treated them, I had no idea about any of that stuff and any of the stuff he said after that. So, and so, I mean, the public stuff I've seen, him cussing people out, cursing their mothers and things like that, and I completely condemn that, and I never supported him doing that, but this stuff is all new to me. So,
they did, huh? Really? And what's the proof? They have proof. Who did I rape? I raped someone? Really? Now that's slander. That's libel. Now they can get sued for that. Oh, really? David's wife? Excellent. They can expose me with David's wife, but say, send me the message because my ex-wife slandered me all the time. Sam raped me. I raped her. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Say, prove it. Prove I raped her. They can make any accusation they want. See, now they think they got me. So what she said to David Wood's wife means it's true, I raped her. You see how low it is? So you're telling me that David Wood and his wife housed a rapist? Well, listen, guys, don't panic. Calm down. You're telling me David Wood and his wife housed a rapist? Okay, brother, here. They housed a rapist? Come on up. So you mean David Wood and his wife allowed me in their homes for 2 weeks, knowing I was a rapist? The same David Wood's wife who had told me that my ex-wife had told her, I made my sister change her name because her name is Venus, and I made her change her name because it reminded me of my ex-fiance. And in front of David Wood's wife, okay, I called my sister, Linda, and I said, Linda, she's on the speaker, did I make you change your name from Venus? She goes, pretty much, stop being silly. And then even Marie Wood looked at me shocked, saying, wow, she really lied. Oh, but now my ex-wife is telling the truth. My ex-wife is telling the truth. That's all right, man. We'll see. I'll look into it. My ex-wife is telling the truth. You see? So, guys, you're telling me that David Wood is acknowledging that he worked with a rapist? Guys, calm down, man. Calm down. Yeah, flag the stream if you want. Calm down. Don't panic. So David Wood worked with a rapist. No, I know that, guys. So you're panicking. Come on up, King Sylph. David Wood platformed a rapist. David Wood did a conference with a rapist. David Wood had a rapist in his house for 2 weeks. David Wood said a rapist is the best apology against Islam in history.
So this is Sam responding to the grape allegations, and he's denying it. Sam is denying the grape allegations. He is accusing them of lying and slandering him and saying that he would like to take them to court for defamation, right? So Sam is denying it. And he's trying to provide reasons for why nobody should believe his ex-wife, that she's not a credible witness. But you know what is shocking is that if David Wood and his wife actually believe, as Sam says, that Sam was a rapist, why would they platform him? Why would they allow him to visit and stay in their home for over 2 weeks with small children in the house? Why would David continue to publicly associate with this man? That, to me, is the more interesting question.
Reading the comment, or reading the comment the ex-wife sent to his wife, that supposedly that she said I raped her. My wife, huh? Now, I may have to look into legal action. I'm going to ask, guys, if you know of anyone that will sue for slander, let me know. Have them contact me, because this right now, make it viral. These bastards just accused me of rape. That's fine. I'm not upset, but they have to be held accountable. Now, what's ironic, now understand what this means. We're going to wrap it up. Understand what this means. That means he had a rapist in his house for 2 weeks. His wife showed hospitality to a rapist. He did ministry with a rapist. He platformed a rapist. He went to a conference with a rapist and said that this rapist is the greatest apologist. Okay? But now, yeah, guys, have someone contact me, because I will look into legal matter, and then we're going to see who raped who. We'll see, right? But here, guys, let's see what a rapist does. Okay, right here. Remember, here you go. So now you see the level they've stooped to. Guys, clip it, send to me so I can upload it, because I promise you, if there's a Christian lawyer or a lawyer who would sue for slander, I'll go after them. This is too much. I'll go after them. This is too much. I got to call them out. An adulterous pig and a sociopathic, narcissistic whore, right, who enables him, they got to be stopped. That's it. But I gave you receipts, right? Unlike them. Did I give you emails?
So Sam is completely denying the rape allegations, and he's asking for people to help him find a lawyer to go after AP and Mr. Wood. Now he's going to show his ex-wife's face after Sam physically assaulted her, and he admits to it.
See it. I want it. Let's sit in your mind. They think I'm scared. No, I'm showing it before them. So here you go, David. Like remember, he even admits that serial killers are sociopaths and psychopaths. Can you imagine if he had a woman like my ex-wife married to him? He bludgeoned his father with a hammer. What would he have done to a woman? He would be in a cell sleeping next to Bubba, maybe apostate prophet too. Marie Wood is a good woman. I'm never going to attack her. I'm never going to attack her. She's a good woman. And I hope you hear this, Marie. I love you, sister. I don't care. I understand you're going to defend your husband. I understand. You're a good sister. Pray for me. God bless you, your children. I mean it. She's a good woman. Right? If he was married to Michelle, what he did to his father would have looked like nothing after what he would have done to her.
So Sam, in response, is saying that, yeah, that photo is real. He did punch his ex-wife in the face. But then he attacks David for bludgeoning his father with a hammer, almost killed him, thought he killed him, was attempting to, and went to prison for that and admitted it. He's saying that if David was married to Sam's ex-wife, he would have killed her. It would have been a lot worse.
Me for health, protection, holiness, purity. Pray I don't lose support, because that will be a sign for me. If I lose, I have to go and do something else.
So notice what Sam's worried about. He's worried about losing support. Why are you Christians still supporting this man? We deserve an answer.
They plan to finally expose me this Sunday for the world to see, since I'm a stalker. You are. Wife beater, that's true. And jealous over the fact that D Wood replaced me with apostate prophet. You are obviously obsessed with AP. I'm just saying that because you attacked everyone I associate with, dude. I am the same guy that they were doing shows with for all these years until D Wood broke off ties with me for calling him out on his pathetic exchanges with Uthman in San Diego. Really? Like, I don't, like, Sam, do you think that's what this is about? Seriously? because you should know what this is about, dude. Anyway, but we'll get to that in a minute. But too bad for a stalker, wife beater, and fake Christian. Yeah, guess what? You can be a stalker, a wife beater, fake Christian. I don't know. I think people. I think people can be extremely messed up and still be Christian. To be fair, my wife does not believe that. My wife has known Sam almost as long as I have. Doesn't even believe that he's a Christian. She can't believe that someone has this behavior and constantly gets worse and is an actual Christian. Is more nothing insane. Folks sent me emails about one of D. Wood's cult members, Thaddeus, of Reasoned Answers, doing a review of the court documents about my divorce proceedings, which is nothing new since his Muslim brothers have been using these documents for years to discredit me. It's amazing how they all exhibit the same spirit. And
what, you mean the ones where your wife had to ask for a restraining order because you were harassing and stalking and physically abusing her? You mean those documents?
Everyone would have to check.
I think we should go through this in detail as well.
What?
But according to court documents, you know who is actually the one who abandoned and denied funds for his own children? Sam Shamoun. According to court documents, he repeatedly violated and refused to pay money that he owed according to the courts in order to take care of his own children. I would not talk about this, but since you want to talk about it, Sam, court documents say this is what you did.
So AP is saying that court documents say that Sam was avoiding paying child support, and yet he claims to love his daughter so much, so that's a little bit strange.
Sam posted that of how I responded to him grabbing his wife by the hair and punching her in the face. And it was him. He said, "Huh, but she grabbed my beard." Now, her version is she tried to grab his beard and missed, and he grabbed her by the hair, punched her in the face, right in front of their two screaming, crying daughters. So anyway, and then he's like, "So, hey, what's going on with this and that?" I was like, "Dude, I really don't want to talk to you right now. You remind me of the guys who used to beat up my mom." I'm like, the fact that you don't see a problem with what you just did, that is serious problem. Told him I didn't want to work with him anymore at that point. A while later, what? No,
I'm sorry. I just saw somebody in the chat basically make an excuse for how everybody makes mistakes. I'm sorry. If you think that somebody beating his wife is just, we should leave it alone and not talk about it because everybody makes mistakes. If you think that is how you should treat somebody beating his wife, then I don't think you understand anything of the morals that you're dealing with. Please, if you are aware of somebody beating, abusing his wife, and you think, oh yeah, I shouldn't be talking about this because everybody makes mistakes, you really need to change something about yourself. You should be talking about it. You should be exposing it. You should be going and alerting people or offering help. Somebody's being abused in that case.
I'm looking. So, Sam punched his wife in the face, and I separated from him for a little while. I explained everything to him. Eventually, we started working together again. Why? He always comes back. I'm a changed man now. I've been humbled. I'm different now. Everything's different. I'm better. And keep in mind, it's the same thing that guys use with their wives after they abuse them. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was wrong. Hey, look, yeah. That's what happens. You're thinking that this guy, something is going to change this guy and help him change his behavior. If concern for his own daughters, the two people he seemed to love most in the world, is not enough to get him to stop doing damage and attacking people, what do I think I can ever do? What do I think I can ever do with this guy? What? I don't know. What? How am I going to help? If me saying, dude, think about your daughters will not make him stop attacking his wife just to trash her. There's no point in him trashing her in front of the community. There's no point. It's just because she left him and he flips out over that kind of thing.
For saying that here, Sam Shamoun is talking about me, right? He's talking about me. This is just very, very recent. This is not old. You can tell this is very recent within the last week in response to me calling him out for his horrible behavior and for saying that we know that he's a wife beater. In response to that, did you hear what Sam just said? For those who don't catch it, what Sam just said is that my father apparently would beat my mother and would then rape me. That is what Sam just described here. So my father would beat my mother. He's talking about me here, me, would beat my mother and then sexually molest and rape me. That's what Sam is saying here. Now, how in the world does anybody consider this normal or acceptable?
Well,
Interact.
It's not normal or acceptable, but he's been doing this for literal decades. And your good buddy, David Wood, was aware of it. So what does that say about you guys and all the people who are supporting him with money and views and everything else? What does that say about the other Christian apologists, including David Wood and AP, and the Christian community who continues to support this man?
The Orthodox Muslim, from my experiences, the Orthodox Muslim seems to be a more decent person than Sam Shamoun here. And I rarely say that about Muslim
They all are.
apologists. But I would say that these regular apologists or regular Dawa guys are probably more decent people than whatever this thing is.
So both David Wood and AP are saying that people like me, Orthodox Muslim, the other du'at, that we are better than Sam Shamoun, right? That he is a terrible human being.
Scum, son of Satan, because the fat boy is a whore like, the Shia who mounted him and his Shia mother, not his Catholic mother, because he's a bastard whore, son of Satan. And that's why may Jesus do to you what he did to Ahmadinejad and Muhammad, who died of poison like a rat. May Jesus do that to you if you don't repent.
There he was talking about me. Notice he said, your Shia mother, not your Catholic mother, because he knows my mother's Catholic. And he said that the Lord Jesus is going to do to me what he did to Ahmadinejad, because I rebuke and I'm against the shirk of the Trinity. So I'm going to wind up like Ahmadinejad. For people who don't know, just Google Ahmadinejad's last days and see the photos of him. And that's what Sam is saying God did to Ahmadinejad. He's going to do the same thing to me because he's aware of my chronic illness of multiple sclerosis. This guy is a psycho. He's a sick human being. And you guys have been supporting him and working with him for years.
Of your uncle? You're a whore like your mother, you whore. You little whore. You whore. You stupid bastard. But you're a whore like your mother. That's why you have to cover up for your gay lover, because he likes to mount you when you mount him. Stupid whore. You're
thinking, like, how is he still on YouTube? Like, he's talking about help, like wanting to piss on someone's mom and help Shia's rape her and stuff. It's like, how? Anyway, well, let's check it out. Let's go ahead through.
That's a good question. How is this guy still on YouTube? It's crazy, bro.
Besides your mother being a dirty whore.
You just gave the Dawa boys lifelong ammunition for ad hominems and all sorts of logical fallacies for life. No, I gave them I gave them tons of ammunition against one particular guy. That's what I gave them. And why did I give them that? Because he demanded it. Look, Crusade Driss, Sam Shamoun fan. What are you saying? You're saying it does not matter what this dude does. He can endlessly heap abuse and attack everyone around him, say whatever he wants. I mean, just imagine. If this guy was going around axe murdering puppies just for fun, like, should we just, we don't want to criticize it because then the Dawa guys would have stuff. Yeah. This is your attitude. So disgusting, like absolutely repulsive. That attitude you have, well, you can't let this be known. You can't let this be exposed because then it would be embarrassing. That is why you had this, you had these decades of sexual abuse of children in like the Catholic Church. You had priests, right? They understood, hey, if I can become a priest, then even if I get caught, they're not going to want to expose it. They're just going to ship me somewhere else because no one wants to expose the church and make the church look bad. You don't want, no, we are not letting, Christianity is not going to become a place for serial abusers to be immune to criticism because we're scared of giving the Dawa guys ammunition.
Well, then why didn't you say anything for decades, Davy boy? Why did you keep your mouth shut for decades and now you're acting bold and brave all of a sudden? You hypocrite, you munafiq. You are just as bad as Sam for doing this. Or maybe even worse, it could be argued. And you admitted that we are right to criticize you for not stopping this serial abuser, as you said, sooner, and actually publicly disassociating from him. So you are guilty of the very thing that you are complaining about others saying, oh, David, you shouldn't say anything. Why didn't you say anything for years? You thought you had this hero complex. You failed, David, big time.
And now we, returning the favor and actually exposing what a horrible, horrible person this is. And in fact, I want to go further and say that nobody should be listening to that guy. Everybody who is subscribed to that guy's channel should unsubscribe from that guy's channel. Nobody should ever recommend him as a source for anything. Everybody should tell people to not listen to Sam Shamoun. To never. I mean, if you want to give people advice on who to listen to in terms of Christian apologetics or, where to learn about Christianity, tell them something else. And also add, but do not go to Sam Shamoun.
Yes, do not go to Sam Shamoun, but don't go to AP, the adulterer. Don't go to David Wood, who you'll find out much more in the next video about. Don't go to any of these three guys who supported each other, knew about a lot of these things, didn't care, didn't let you know, and just over an ego fest is the only reason why they're going against each other. Not based upon principles, not based upon moral principles, not based upon Christian principles, not based upon biblical principles, based upon personal vendettas that they have against each other that they then decided to expose one another. You can't trust any of them. Stop supporting these losers. They are not genuine Christian men that should be supported. With that being said, guys, look out for the next video, which is going to be an expose of David. Not by me, but by David himself. If you guys enjoyed this video and the content on my channel and would like to see more videos like this, then please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you get notified of future videos. Like, comment, let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. Share this on your social media platforms or with your friends and family. No matter how big or how small your reach is, it really does help with the algorithm, guys. But until next time, inshallah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.